In October 2024, a leaked phone call between Sean "Diddy" Combs and his son Christian Combs sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. The phone call, which allegedly involved cryptic references to pizza boxes and recycling plastic, has reignited long-standing rumors linking the music mogul and other powerful figures, including Jay-Z, to the controversial Pizzagate conspiracy. While the conspiracy itself has been largely debunked, its shadow continues to loom over discussions of elite misconduct, particularly when it involves allegations of child exploitation and sex trafficking. The allegations surrounding Pizzagate first emerged during the 2016 U.S. presidential election and were tied to a discredited theory claiming that a child trafficking ring operated out of a Washington, D.C. pizzeria. While the specific claims were proven false, the broader issue of abuse among the elite persisted in public discourse. Now, with new allegations connecting Sean Combs and other high-profile celebrities to similar misconduct, the conversation has taken on renewed urgency. The leaked call, a cryptic conversation. The leaked call between Combs and his son included phrases that many believe were coded messages. References to recycling pizza boxes and disposing of leftovers led to rampant speculation that Combs was discussing more than just mundane household tasks. On its surface, the conversation seemed innocuous, but the context of Combs's ongoing legal troubles and past allegations has fueled public interest in uncovering deeper meanings. The timing of the call's leak is also noteworthy. By October 2024, Combs was already embroiled in multiple lawsuits, criminal charges, and federal investigations. The phrase, "let them have their fun, but I'll have the last laugh," uttered during the call has been interpreted by some as a veiled acknowledgement of his legal strategies and confidence in his eventual exoneration. However, others view it as a sinister indication of his ability to manipulate the legal and public relations landscape. Pizzagate and its reemergence. The Pizzagate conspiracy gained traction in 2016, primarily through online forums and fringe media outlets. It claimed that high-ranking political figures and Hollywood elites were involved in a child trafficking network. While no credible evidence ever supported these claims, the theory took on a life of its own, driven by public distrust of powerful institutions. Fast forward to 2024, and these allegations have found a new foothold in the context of Combs's ongoing legal battles. Critics argue that linking Combs to Pizzagate is an attempt to sensationalize his case and distract from the lack of concrete evidence. However, others believe that the resurfacing of these claims points to a pattern of abuse and exploitation within elite circles. Jay-Z and the FBI's raid, a tangled web adding to the intrigue, are rumors that federal agencies, including Homeland Security and the FBI, have raided properties belonging to both Sean Combs and Jay-Z. The March 2024 raid on Combs's Miami mansion reportedly yielded evidence implicating other high-profile figures. Federal agents allegedly seized tapes and documents that could reveal the extent of the alleged misconduct. One of the most controversial aspects of this case is the involvement of Homeland Security, a department typically focused on matters of national security and immigration. This has raised questions about the nature of the evidence collected and whether it implicates individuals beyond Hollywood. Critics of the investigation argue that the high-profile raids are more about spectacle than substance, but the secrecy surrounding the seized materials has only added to public speculation. The alleged tapes. Evidence or speculation? Rumors of incriminating tapes have swirled for years, with some alleging that Combs secretly recorded high-profile guests at his infamous parties. These tapes are said to contain footage of intimate encounters involving intoxicated individuals, some of whom were reportedly underage. While no tape has been publicly released, reports suggest that at least 8 celebrities were captured on these recordings, with 2 to 3 of them allegedly being minors at the time. Courtney Burgess, a former associate of both Combs and Jay-Z, reportedly testified before a federal grand jury about the contents of these tapes. Additionally, Kim Porter's original diary, which allegedly detailed instances of abuse and misconduct, has been cited as a critical piece of evidence. The descriptions provided by witnesses paint a harrowing picture of a culture of exploitation, where power and privilege shielded perpetrators from accountability. Hollywood's culture of complicity. The allegations against Combs and others have reignited debates about the culture of complicity in Hollywood. Many have questioned whether the industry fosters an environment where abuse is tolerated and whistleblowers are silenced. The Me Too movement brought these issues to the forefront, exposing decades of unchecked misconduct by powerful men in the entertainment industry. However, critics argue that the structural inequalities and power imbalances that enable abuse remain firmly in place. Women and men alike have reported being afraid to speak out against influential figures, fearing career repercussions or social ostracism. This culture of silence extends beyond Hollywood, permeating other industries and institutions where power dynamics are at play. The allegations against Combs highlight the broader issue of how wealth and influence can be used to evade accountability. Tyler Perry and the Hollywood connection. One of the more surprising names to surface in connection with Combs's allegations is Tyler Perry. Known for his wholesome public image and philanthropic efforts, Perry has been linked to Combs's infamous parties. Reports suggest that Perry provided accommodations for certain high-profile guests, including members of the British royal family, such as Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, during their transition from royal life. While no direct allegations have been made against Perry, his association with Combs has raised eyebrows. Critics argue that Perry's involvement underscores the interconnected nature of Hollywood's elite circles, where alliances and friendships often blur the lines of accountability. Others see this as an example of guilt by association, emphasizing the need for concrete evidence before implicating additional individuals. The fallout and public reaction. As these allegations continue to unfold, public reaction has been a mix of outrage, skepticism, and morbid fascination. Social media platforms have become a battleground for debates about Combs's guilt or innocence, with some defending him as a victim of a smear campaign and others condemning him as a symbol of Hollywood's moral decay. The media's role in shaping public opinion cannot be overlooked. Sensational headlines and unverified claims have fueled conspiracy theories, making it difficult to separate fact from fiction. This has further polarized the public, with some demanding justice and others dismissing the allegations as baseless. Legal proceedings and what's next. With a trial date set for May 2025, all eyes are on Sean Combs and his legal team. The upcoming hearings will determine whether the evidence against him is substantial enough to proceed with criminal charges. In the meantime, the lawsuits piling up against Combs add another layer of complexity to his defense. Combs's lawyers have consistently denied all allegations, emphasizing his commitment to clearing his name. However, the sheer volume of accusations and the high stakes involved make this one of the most closely watched cases in recent history. Whether Combs can weather the storm and reclaim his reputation remains to be seen. Hidden tapes and the fear of exposure. One of the most damning revelations involves allegations that Combs secretly recorded his high-profile guests at private parties. According to multiple sources, his properties were outfitted with over 250 hidden cameras, strategically placed to capture compromising footage of celebrities, politicians, and business leaders. These tapes, rumored to feature intimate encounters involving intoxicated individuals, have reportedly been seized by federal investigators. Witnesses claim that the tapes include footage of powerful figures engaging in illegal or inappropriate activities, with some videos allegedly involving minors. Gene Deal, Combs's former bodyguard, has become a whistleblower in the investigation, alleging that nearly everyone you know in Hollywood has something to hide. According to Deal, the tapes were a tool for Combs to maintain leverage over his peers. Brother Love, as Combs styled himself, reportedly used the footage to blackmail individuals, ensuring their loyalty or silence. Deal's accounts suggest that the extent of the surveillance and the secrets it captured was far-reaching, implicating everyone from politicians to professional athletes. The fear of exposure is palpable. As Deal chillingly put it, it could be your favorite pastor, your favorite politician, or your favorite basketball player. They didn't think they were being watched, but Brother Love was watching. The dirty parties, allegations of exploitation. Combs's infamous parties have been a focal point of the investigation. Known for their exclusivity and decadence, these gatherings were once the stuff of Hollywood legend. However, recent allegations have revealed a much darker side to these events. Sources describe dirty parties as more than just wild celebrations. They were allegedly environments where exploitative and coercive behavior flourished. One anonymous insider claimed that certain sections of these parties were restricted to select guests and featured disturbing activities. Guests were reportedly pressured into participating in compromising situations, with some being blackmailed using footage captured by hidden cameras. For those who hesitated or resisted, Combs allegedly invoked the incriminating tapes as leverage, effectively coercing their compliance. A particularly chilling account involves a freak-off sex party, where individuals were plied with drugs and alcohol before being led into private rooms. Witnesses have described these rooms as the site of disturbing activities, including alleged sexual misconduct involving both adults and minors. While many celebrities attended these parties without direct involvement in the alleged activities, their mere presence has raised questions about complicity and silence. Kim Porter's book and the fight for evidence. The late Kim Porter, a model, actress, and Sean Diddy Combs's former partner, has become a central figure in the ongoing investigation into the music mogul's alleged misconduct. Despite her tragic and untimely passing in 2018, Porter's legacy now intertwines with one of the most significant scandals to rock Hollywood in recent years. Central to this connection is a manuscript Porter reportedly authored, a revealing document containing first-hand accounts, diary entries, and personal reflections about Combs's private life and the hidden machinations behind his public persona. The manuscript, allegedly titled in some drafts as Through My Eyes, is said to offer shocking insights into Combs's manipulation tactics, secret surveillance operations, and the exploitative culture he allegedly fostered at his infamous parties. Federal investigators have reportedly secured two versions of the book, one an unedited original and the other a heavily redacted copy. The discrepancies between the two versions have fueled speculation that critical content may have been suppressed to protect powerful individuals implicated in Porter's revelations. Witnesses who have read parts of the unredacted manuscript describe it as a damning chronicle of hidden cameras installed throughout Combs's properties, capturing moments many attendees believed were private. Porter allegedly documented how this footage was used as leverage against some of the biggest names in entertainment, ensuring their loyalty or silence. Moreover, the book reportedly provides explicit details about the wild parties Combs hosted. Events marked by excessive indulgence, power imbalances, and an alleged disregard for boundaries. The contents of Porter's book, when combined with testimonies from individuals who claim to have viewed Combs' alleged surveillance tapes, are considered pivotal in the case. Investigators believe these materials could establish a pattern of manipulation and exploitation that spans years, involving not just Combs, but also other influential figures. Critics, however, argue that without Porter alive to confirm the authenticity and intent of her manuscript, its admissibility and impact in court may be limited. Nonetheless, the book's existence alone has added a new layer of intrigue to an already sensational case. The Jay-Z Connection, a web of power. The investigation into Sean Combs has also cast a shadow over one of his closest industry contemporaries, Jay-Z. As a rap icon, business magnate, and cultural ambassador, Jay-Z's reputation has been one of unblemished success and influence. However, rumors have surfaced alleging that federal agencies have raided multiple properties linked to Jay-Z in connection with the case against Combs. These searches, though shrouded in secrecy, have intensified speculation that materials tied to Combs' alleged surveillance operations may implicate Jay-Z and others in similar misconduct. Although no direct allegations have been made against Jay-Z at this time, his name has become entangled in the swirling conspiracy theories surrounding the investigation. Some sources suggest that materials seized during the raids include tapes that may feature prominent individuals engaging in compromising activities at Combs' parties. While this remains unverified, the mere possibility of such evidence has sparked heated debates across social media and within industry circles. Complicating matters further are Jay-Z's well-documented ties to prominent political figures, particularly within the Democratic Party. Over the years, he and his wife, Beyoncé, have forged close relationships with high-ranking politicians, including former President Barack Obama. Critics argue that these associations could complicate the investigation, potentially exposing connections between Hollywood's alleged misconduct and broader political networks. However, supporters of Jay-Z contend that these links are being sensationalized and that his inclusion in the controversy is based solely on guilt by association. The uncertainty surrounding Jay-Z's role in the investigation has cast a noticeable shadow over his otherwise untouchable legacy. For a man whose career has been defined by calculated moves and impeccable branding, the mere hint of association with the scandal threatens to tarnish his public image. As the investigation into Combs continues, all eyes are on whether Jay-Z will emerge unscathed or become ensnared in the growing web of allegations. Hollywood's culture of silence. The allegations against Sean Combs have once again highlighted the entertainment industry's long-standing culture of complicity. For decades, Hollywood has been criticized for enabling abuse, exploitation, and misconduct by turning a blind eye to bad behavior, particularly when perpetrated by powerful individuals. Despite the progress made by movements like the Me Too movement, the underlying power dynamics that allow such behavior to persist remain a pervasive problem. At the center of this culture of silence are the infamous parties Combs hosted during his rise to fame. Attended by Hollywood elites, professional athletes, and even political figures, these events were known for their exclusivity and extravagance. However, insiders now allege that the surface glamour masked a darker reality, one where guests were pressured into compromising situations and misconduct went unchecked. Hidden surveillance cameras reportedly recorded activities without attendees' knowledge, creating an environment of control and manipulation. While many celebrities attended these parties without directly participating in the alleged misconduct, their silence in the face of these revelations has raised questions. Why haven't more of these individuals come forward to shed light on what they witnessed? Is it because they were unaware of what was happening? Or are they staying silent out of fear of what Combs may have on them? Critics argue that the latter possibility reflects a broader pattern in Hollywood, where fear of retaliation, career ruin, or public humiliation often prevents individuals from speaking out. The lack of public statements from high-profile attendees has only deepened suspicions about the industry's complicity. Some speculate that the fear of incriminating themselves or being implicated by association has led many to distance themselves from the controversy altogether. Others believe that the industry's unwritten rules of loyalty and self-preservation are at play, with insiders reluctant to betray one of their own. Hollywood's culture of silence extends beyond individual cases, reflecting a systemic problem rooted in power dynamics. Those who hold the most influence often dictate what is tolerated, creating an environment where speaking out can come at great personal and professional cost. This dynamic has allowed figures like Combs to maintain their positions of power despite the growing chorus of allegations. The federal investigation, a slow burn. The federal investigation into Combs is described as an open case, with prosecutors emphasizing that additional charges could emerge. The U.S. Attorney's Office has reportedly begun identifying witnesses and potential co-conspirators, leveraging the seized tapes as evidence. Those implicated in the footage may face a choice: cooperate with authorities or risk being charged themselves. Legal experts note that such investigations often unfold slowly, as prosecutors meticulously build their cases. "We're just scratching the surface of who this case will touch and involve," one insider remarked. With new developments emerging regularly, it seems likely that the case will continue to expand, potentially ensnaring more high-profile individuals. The fatal pattern: those who spoke out. A troubling pattern has emerged regarding individuals who have spoken out against Combs. Over the years, numerous people, from Tupac Shakur and the notorious B.I.G. to less well-known figures, have faced untimely deaths or mysterious circumstances after criticizing Combs. While these incidents could be coincidental, they have fueled speculation about whether speaking out against Combs carries inherent risks. Jaguar Wright, a former collaborator and vocal critic of the music industry, recently issued a public warning to those involved in the investigation, urging them to be cautious. "This is when people start to turn up dead," she ominously stated. Her remarks reflect the fear that surrounds this case and the potential consequences for those who challenge powerful figures. Legacy versus accountability. The Sean Combs paradox. Despite the mounting allegations, many argue that Combs's legacy as a cultural pioneer remains untouchable. His contributions to music, fashion, and entrepreneurship have left an indelible mark on the entertainment world. Artists such as Biggie Smalls, Faith Evans, and 112 thrived under his Bad Boy Records label, shaping an era of hip-hop that remains iconic. However, as the investigation deepens, the question arises: can Combs's legacy survive the weight of these allegations? History shows that public figures accused of gross misconduct often face a reckoning, but their artistic contributions are not always erased. Fans continue to grapple with the dichotomy between celebrating an artist's work and condemning their actions. Conclusion: the reckoning Hollywood fears. As the investigation into Sean Combs deepens, it is becoming clear that this case is about more than just one man. It has become a lens through which the public is examining Hollywood's darkest secrets, from exploitation and abuse to the complicity of those who look the other way. The revelations about Kim Porter's book, the alleged hidden tapes, and the potential involvement of other powerful figures like Jay-Z have set the stage for a reckoning that could shake the entertainment industry to its core. Whether the investigation ultimately leads to accountability or becomes another chapter in Hollywood's long history of scandals, remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that the culture of silence can no longer be ignored. As more voices come forward and more evidence is uncovered, the pressure on Hollywood to confront its failures and protect those who have been harmed will only grow. This moment represents an opportunity for change, but it also comes with significant risks for those willing to challenge the status quo. For Sean Combs, Jay-Z, and others whose names have been linked to this controversy, the stakes could not be higher. The question now is whether Hollywood will finally face its reckoning or continue to protect the powerful at the expense of the vulnerable. One thing is clear: the world is watching.